Here you are, Knox Tar. You are in the lion's den. I'm here with arguably the greatest door-to-door salesman of all time, Taylor McCarthy. Welcome, my brother.
What's up, Lee? I'm
Look,
happy to
man,
be here.
there is a myth that in order to get to the promised land, the million-dollar earner, the multi-million-dollar earner, that you have to knock more doors. And if you're anything like me, you know that that means more time away from your family. That means more time wasting with unqualified buyers. And so there's a couple of tricks, 3 different secrets that we're about to go through that every door-to-door legend uses to make the most of his time with the client, to close every closable deal, and how you can 11x income without knocking more doors. Now, what do you say that just resonates with everybody out there?
I mean, if your tactics are sound, they can't fight you, right? Getting to the top is there are secrets to it. A lot of people say there are no secrets to get to number one. Like, there are the little things that make the difference during this process, and that's what we want to go through with you guys.
And so in this quick presentation, I want to let you know who this is for, okay? This is for solar. This is for alarms, anybody that sells smart home, pests. We have friends that do stucco. If you're in direct sales, if you go door to door, if you're in home improvement, contracting, roofing, this is for you. You should never stop knocking doors. You should always be willing to open the door to opportunity. You should always be looking for chances to leverage your most important skill set. My name's Lee Haight, and I was addicted to knocking doors ever since I sold my first roof at the age of 14. Now, you may know me as the guy who walked into Grant Cardone's office, knocked his door, and closed him on 54 roofing projects. But I've been most passionate about helping door-to-door sales pros, blue-collar entrepreneurs, and anybody looking to scale their most important skill set, which is the ability to sell. Like, this is my passion. And so over the last 4 years, I created a university that's trained a lot of contractors, and I had a mission to actually break into the door-to-door world that Taylor was in. I added you as a friend about 4 or 5 years ago, and you were at that time working, was it Solar City at the time?
Yeah, actually, I was transitioned from the solar industry. I was initially in the alarm industry, and when I started, I was in telecom. So I remember going back to my early roots, like 14, 15, 16 years old, watching my parents struggle. I was a golf caddy. I put in the work. I moved into telecom. Within my first hour in direct sales, I made $250, and I was like, dang, that would have taken me 20 hours of caddying. So when I moved into telecom, to the alarm industry, and to the solar industry, you know, I always had that deep why and why I wanted to be number one in the industry, why I wanted to get myself to the top. And when you have a mindset that second place isn't an option, it makes a huge difference in what you're doing, because I think this is a mental game as far as direct sales.
You were voted the #1 speaker at a door-to-door conference recently. More importantly, you were in charge of Elon Musk's door-to-door sales division. Now, you didn't come across that job lightly. You were the #1 sales guy in the alarm industry for how long?
Yeah, so 3 years. People called me crazy. They're like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? It's like, you know, a baseball player, a football player that might have got MVP 3 years in a row in a league, and then he says, hey, I'm leaving because I'm going to this league. And I realized I wanted a vehicle. So to be able to work with Elon Musk and to be able to kind of go from a Jerry Rice to a Jerry Jones, and to be able to scale organically a sales force up to 700 people.
So that we're going to talk about those secrets. We also have another guest, a guest by the name of Pecci. Now, he was in here just a week ago, and we shot some of the same content. We're going to be mixing the two together, but he started selling alarms in 2009. He's managed over 10,000 accounts, personally sold over 3,000 accounts. He's over 300 accounts a year. He's consistently one of Vivint's top reps, and he leads with a different kind of flair. He's got humor in his sales game, and he brings a little bit of that flair of how to disarm homeowners with humor, how to sell to that elderly crowd without being pushy. And he really keeps that mindset. And so I think it's a perfect combination for anybody in roofing, alarms, or solar to get training from Danny, Taylor, and and that's why we joined forces to create Knox Tar University.
I went to audition for a play, and my resume at the time was very impressive. I was voted best actor at my high school and stuff like that, and I'd been in tons of plays and performances, and I went to audition, and I actually didn't even get casted at all, and I was like extremely frustrated because I was good enough to do it, and this was my first real gig to audition for. And after that, I kind of left a sour taste in my mouth, and instead of just taking it and trying to go out and get the best one, I said, you know what if I put on my own production company and started my own comedy troupe and put on my own plays and performances. So that's exactly what I did. I was so angry, I went out and did it myself. I started up the first improv comedy troupe, did all the paperwork, and within 2 or 3 weeks, we were able to get auditions down. I was able to get theater space and go out and perform. And essentially from there, I auditioned guys and narrowed it down to 10 to 15 performers, and I trained them up, taught them how to perform, and we put on a show the same opening night that play I auditioned for went.
I call that the Swagger Jack.
That is the exact Swagger Jack, because you guys can go ahead and take a guess on who had more attendance in that audience, and it was your boy. So they learned a valuable lesson there. They did, and I did.
Yeah, that you could be an entrepreneur, that you could turn your natural born ability to create a crowd maybe into some door-to-door sales recruits. Over the years, you've recruited thousands of people in the door-to-door world. And so we're going to be telling you a little bit about the lessons inside here. But number one, if you want to scale your income 11x, you need more people. You organically built a team to 700, and basically you started with 5. So tell me about those first people that came on board and how you were to grow so fast.
Yeah, so these were my close friends. Danny's a close friend of mine, and we've talked about this for years, but the one word that comes to my mind is validity, right? Who are you really teaching from? Is this stuff legitimately going to help you? So when I got into solar, I realized, hey, to organically scale this, there's certain things like leading with tough love, genuinely caring about your people, leading from the front. How can I expect my team to go do something that I'm not willing to do? That's just what it comes down to, is the most successful people are going to do the things unsuccessful people are not willing to do.
And this whole journey started for me to kind of raise awareness about the roofing industry. I've learned about the solar and alarm industry along the way. And, you know, it came across me actually wanting to close Grant Cardone on a roof, and how then I hired as digital marketer and started into this social media marketing world and spent 4 years hiring marketing consultants, learning this new age way to sell. I'm about to teach you some mind-blowing stuff. Taylor's about to teach you some mind-blowing stuff, but you got to turn people into like guys like Taylor, like what he's talking about. Taylor's a leader of men. He says something that's really, really important. What do you say about contact?
Contact beats content. You know, I can tell somebody how logical something is, but if I'm not convicted on what I'm telling them, and if I don't have that constant contact with my people and they don't have a vision, they're going to perish.
And how do you develop your leaders?
You develop your leaders through leading by example. There's a 6 Ds of selling that I plan on going over, and I think that covers the basics on how to scale a business.
Perfect. So this actually brings us to a moment in time. We had one of my sales reps. Taylor comes in, he's helping me out, and he's talking with one of my reps, and he's getting down on himself. He's got a bad self-image. He's making excuses. What did you say to me?
He just had no confidence, right? So like this guy, John, he had no confidence. He literally told me today, he said, you know, before I went out with you, I was actually thinking about quitting this job. And today I went out and I set 4 appointments within the first hour. And I said, what's the biggest thing that changed? He said, I had the confidence. I believed in myself. I believed in what I was doing.
And that's what happens when you have good leadership. When you have bad leadership, there's potentially a guy that was coming to you with some complaints, and he was blaming some other people for some different things. And what did you say about a guy like that?
So that's somebody that has a victim mentality. If you have the wrong mindset, then you're never going to get where you want to go in direct sales.
So you have to remove the people with a victim mentality from the herd.
Correct.
Okay.
I want to put my time and energy to somebody that I have influence in. I don't want to wear myself out.
So you have to find basically a system to do that, and that's what we're going to give you right here. So the one principle that the wealthiest people, the door-to-door legends, follow without exception, is it that they invest into stocks and bonds? No, it's very, very simple. Success leaves clues. Go figure out what someone who has been successful has done and model it. Improve it. Learn from their steps. They have knowledge. Now, we all know that Tony Robbins is the leading coach across the country, but essentially, you know, seeing how Taylor approaches not interested, how do you handle not interested?
Of course, you don't want to buy anything, right?
No, I'm not interested, bro. Get off my porch.
Yes, sir. We haven't even picked the home yet. It's a little bit different. I don't even know what's going on. It's easier if I show you, actually. Do you know where Cross Road is? It's right across from George Ave.
Yeah.
This is a little bit different. So what I'm doing is sometimes I'm not even going to listen to that. It's first time's a smoke screen. I'm not even listening.
Biggest problem that people have in door-to-door is they listen to the not interested objection, give it too much relative nature, and if you want to look at the real clue, you got to follow alarm and solar legend and just dismiss that not interested objection.
You're going to transition into the home, or they're going to transition you off of their doorstep.
And so let me talk to you about the time that I walked into Grant Cardone's office. Now my palms were sweaty, my knees were weak. I felt like Eminem throwing up in the deal, and his wife was there listening to me pitch. So I was extremely nervous. I'd actually spent a lot of money with his company, and so I asked him to film the video just because I was a good client. And basically I said, hey bro, you have an issue, and this is what's going to happen. It's going to cost you $1 million to $500,000, and I can help you alleviate this pain, and it's going to really cost you little to no money out of your pocket right now. All you have to do is let me do my job, and I guarantee I can get it done. So go ahead and let me have the deal. So that certainty is how you close the closer. And so there's only one objection in sales, and that's uncertainty. We're going to teach you how to build certainty in you, build certainty in your company, build certainty in your process, and that's going to help you close every closable deal, including if you ever want to close a Grant Cardone. Or let's just look at the real numbers. Let's look at the stats. And to me, this is interesting because I come from a different world where there's not as many door-to-door competitors. You were once in a tournament with 276 men. Explain to me how this tournament was.
256. It was bracket style. If you got through the first round, it went down to 128, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4. Final 4 were flown to a random location, which ended up being San Antonio, Texas. They said, hey, we're not telling you where we're flying. You're going to get the plane ticket that night. We're going to take the top 4 and putting them there. I remember getting on that plane. I said, losing is not an option. I'm not going to fly to San Antonio, Texas to lose. I'm going to put my name on the map, and I'm going to put where I'm from.
Did you win?
I took it, yes.
I took it
at 12:58 at night. 12:58. The other guy tried to do a little sneaky thing on me at the end of the night, and
you whooped him.
With 2 minutes left, I got the sale.
Look, that's what you talk about.
Installed.
A winning culture, championship mentality, this culture that's been bred in the door-to-door industry. The cream rises to the top, and Taylor, it's time and time again, raised to the top. Danny has rose to the top. The biggest new technological advantage, social media. How's social media changed your life, brother?
Man, absolutely. Most of my recruits have actually come from social media. And it's just something that we're taught as I started back in 2008, so there wasn't any social media back then. And so we get this paradigm that, time on social media or recruiting on social media is a waste of time. Get in front of the person and do it. And unfortunately, the times have changed quite a bit, and a lot of us are still thinking from 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, if you've been told that you must recruit in person, brother, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. In-person recruiting is the best way to recruit. But the epiphany is that if you market to that person, you show them what you're all about, if you can help them before you speak with them in person, if they know of your accomplishments, if they know what you deliver for some of the people in your organization, they're going to be more likely to join forces with you. And then these people are going to be willing to jump through walls. This is actually is this your rookie year?
This was my rookie season.
Okay, so this is your rookie season. You sold 383 accounts. You beat out some heavy hitters. I mean, you beat out Danny. He's there at number 11. Timothy, I heard him speak with Todd Peterson at the event, and even my man Sam Taggart liked that guy a lot. He's down there at 166. How'd you do 383?
Losing was not an option. I had a stronger why than all these guys. You said it. You hit it on the head. Absolute certainty on what you're doing. If your tactics are sound, they can't fight you.
Listen, I'm absolute certain that we're going to drop the most impactful door-to-door training. We're going to share what has made this man a legend. You're going to be able to put that into your business, into your doors, so that you're never an unpaid consultant again, so you could spend more time with your family, so that you can achieve the dreams that you want. And look, it's not your fault if you haven't been able to do that. Maybe it's the corporate guy who's holding you back from promotion, who's baiting and switching you. Maybe, he's telling you things like digital marketing's a scam, and maybe he's telling you things like, you need to just recruit without, or go sell your own accounts. Look, sometimes the corporate man, he doesn't really care about the guys underneath. Tell me about the pain of the corporate downsizing and what happens there.
Yeah, so, everybody has their ups and downs. My biggest thing is to stay even-keeled throughout the process.
But when Tesla eliminated 2,000 jobs, what happened?
So we were told that our company was acquired by Tesla and Elon Musk, and we're going to be like, yeah, door-to-door Tesla. And we get a phone call. I'm on my way to close a sale. They'll say, you can't even go to close your sale. Tesla's done with direct sales. We're going to completely eliminate the channel. You guys are all out of jobs.
Well, so Taylor has taken that sale. Like he after that point, he was given a large deal, and he was able to acquire close to 7 figures in net income at one time. Correct?
Correct.
All right, so now you have put his blood, sweat, and tears into a sales system, a training program, and he wants to share it with you. That's what he's been working on for the last year and a half. I, myself, own the 27th largest roofing company in America. And so the way I got there was some of these like cheat codes or legendary secrets that we're about to discover. So you are the only living certified sales coach for Tom Hopkins. So tell me, what does Tom Hopkins teach that the rest of these sales do? Because it's recycled, outdated information.
So I'm going to use a line from him. I'm going to break it down to the ridiculous for everybody. The meat and potatoes, the stuff that you can learn and then go to the field that day and make more money. I almost quit my first week of that year where I sold 380. I almost quit. I literally had my bags packed and I started to drive home. And then I said, losing is not an option. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to do the training. I'm going to invest. I used to go to bed with sales audio every night, so I would fall asleep to it and I'd also wake up to it. I was just completely myopic on my mission, and that's what it comes down to. That's what it takes. I got a chance to meet Tom. He's a great mentor of mine. I actually stayed at his house. I spoke at 2 of his seminars. And
that's the thing. The greatest are always willing to look at what other people are doing that's working, emulate them, pay. Did you pay for these trainings? Did you pay for your travel? Did you pay? So
yes.
Did you get a return on investment into your sales training world?
Yes.
And that's how you were able to get a leg up and destroy people. We're getting only 150 accounts a year.
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. The numbers tell the story.
So look, guys, the most important skill, the ability to influence people without irritating them. It's the most profitable art known to man. And it's from Napoleon Hill. And we want to tell you, like, there has never been a more comprehensive system. I call mine the 5 eyes of the blue collar close. It starts with the ability to interrupt. We were filming the other day, and literally I'm out in front of a job where we're doing an install. You call it a welcome party, and literally we're stopping everybody, and I'm quick pitching them. I'm quick pitching them in like 2 to 5 minutes. I just got a text message. My quick pitch wants to close on our $50,000 roof job.
Indifference.
And so the point I'm making is that, you know, the interrupt is the first step. The second step is that you got to investigate. The most important question in sales is why, and we're going to get into questions because that's how we complement each other. The third step in my process is to invest major value into your customer. And then it's about instilling certainty to you, your company, and your process, and then asking for the ink at least 5 times, 6, 7 times, always agreeing, always pushing forward, not saying things like sign, authorize, asking for permission and moving to the next step. And that's my 5 eyes of the blue collar close. We package it in a way that complement each other because, look, this is me getting punched in the face. And I was trying to be cute. I was trying to go through the gate. I was trying to like film me closing a tough deal. Do you have any ones like this where they were just crazy over the top and then you sold them? Can you think about one that you had where you?
Yeah, I can think of plenty of times where they slammed the door in my face.
So what do you do when they get intense and they slam a door in your face? They feel like you're gonna like, you know, there's a roofer that was actually shot.
Sometimes you have to out snob the snobs. I knock again and then I turn it up a level.
Okay.
So I'm gonna turn it up. Yeah, so this is a little bit different. We
Look,
haven't
sir,
even picked
this
your
is a
home.
no soliciting neighborhood. I don't appreciate you
Yeah, this is
soliciting in my
completely
neighborhood.
different. Do you even know what happened last Tuesday? Was it?
Look, I'm
you
not interested.
Guys? Yeah, I'm not interested either. I haven't even picked your home yet. You have to realize, George, he was the one right across the street. We just wanted to make sure you were paid properly, kind of like he was. Are you the homeowner? So, like,
What happened?
Yeah, it is serious. We're not trying to calm down anybody. However, it is important. It's easier if I show you, actually. Are you familiar where Cross Avenue is? Sir, like, this isn't a sales process. Like, to be completely straightforward with you, you're starting to make me feel a little uncomfortable.
Okay, go ahead. Do your deal.
All right. So what did I need to do? I need to control the conversation right there, because if I let you control me and start yelling at me and like I'm every other door-to-door salesman, no. I'm here for a reason, man.
So we're going to help you control the sale. So these little roadblocks, these little smoke screens that people, I mean, you go home feeling like a lowly little door-to-door peddler when people shoo you off that door, that momentum, that mojo. That is how you attract sales. See, when we go to doors, we know we're going to sell.
Yeah.
And so, you know, what
My job starts when they say no. They say no, I'm not interested. That's when everything starts. I'm not an order taker.
Let me ask you a question. What if you could ask a series of questions that made every qualified customer close himself or herself without pressure? What if we could give you a list of those exact questions? Would you want a list of those questions? Comment below if you want to copy those questions.
And it's just a different method. Like the reason why guys are saying that is because that's from 10, 15 years ago. And in our industry and our group of companies we work with, we all come from the same paradigm. And the only way we're going to shift it is somebody coming from a different one and changing the way we all think. Kind of like with Elon Musk in the car industry. And that's why I sought you out, because you're not just, you're cut from the same cloth, but it's from a different company. And it's different. And that's the one thing that we need to have, is someone from another industry coming in, showing us a different way of doing it and changing it and getting good results, because obviously they work.
Yeah, and first of all, people, like Grant says it all the time, if the sales recruit doesn't know you, they won't flow you. I see these awesome little recruiting videos, but they're not being advertised behind an ad budget because the corporation doesn't want to invest the money, the sales rep or recruiter doesn't want to invest the money, and so they just depend on free advertisement, which, dude, it's 2020, and you can pay 2 cents to get your videos in front of people. Yep. Quit thinking that you're not going to invest into marketing and start thinking about how you can get other people to pay for it. But Taylor, you are the Ari Gold of the Can We Pay sales system. Tell us about how you came up with this in a little bit of a short summary of how it works.
Yeah, so the Can We Pay sales system is a process that closes the sale every time. And a lot of people say you can't get everyone, but like I look back to my rookie in my second season where I passed 427 credits and sold 427 people. So I get to the price where I drop the price after I build the value through this process, where I'm asking them a ton of rhetorical questions that I already know their answer to, and then I actually do something where I tie them down by writing down their answers, and I have a few extra tips that if you don't have the value way past where the price is, like it's every time. I have full confidence when I tell them what the deal is that they're going to say yes.
So look, if you're going to actually like get something from this webinar, we don't need you to pay any crazy amounts of money to get value. We want to give you a free copy of the Can We Pay Sales Slick. It's a sales slick you use at the doorstep. We're going to give it to you if you stay to the end of this training. Okay. So look, this is my man, Danny Pecci. He's hilarious. The way that he can disarm people with humor. He's got a ton of one-liners.
That's how he knocks.
That's how he knocks. He's a little crazy. He's a little different. He's going to make the entertainment part of sales training and loving door-to-door and using humor to disarm objections, because guys, you're a showman at the door. You're getting their attention. You have to get loose. Danny was a trained actor before he got into door-to-door, so he brings that stage presence at your door, and bringing that stage presence is really sometimes how you go from people slamming the door in your face to people just really liking you, and even if they tell you no, it really makes your day go along. So I'm going to let Danny chime in a little bit. Tell me about Pecci's School of Hard Knocks.
Yeah, so just basically some of my memoirs of the stuff that I've learned over the past 12 years. I got very lucky because a couple companies I worked for went out of business and I was forced to go to a new one. And then from that organization, I was able to pick the top earners and their secrets before they went on and started their own business or got out of the industry completely. So I have 12 years of networking with the best guys that have ever sold door to door, and I'm going to be sharing some of the secrets that I learned from them that has led me to be the top producer.
All right, so now we're into the second, and this could be the most important secret that we cover, the only way to 11x profits without knocking more doors. I know what you know, that knocking more doors means more time away from your family. It means more time out in the streets. It means time that you're spending, not sure if you're making money, and you can only knock a certain amount of doors in that day and sell a certain amount of jobs. Even if you're as good as Taylor, you can only sell 400 accounts a year. How many accounts did you sell with 700 salespeople?
Over 100 megawatts of solar.
And how many how many systems is that?
Thousands.
Okay, so look, I've been able to not just get the results for my company. We have a large sales team, 155 employees at RRCA, but this is one of my clients, Proclaim Roofing. They've been able to double in sales. They've been able to go from $12 million to $20 million a year. They've gotten 150 sales recruits, and I call it digital duplication. We do things differently. We don't just go shoulder tap college kids. We don't go on to Indeed and to ZipRecruiter. We do something that's different. See, because in this world, what you have to do is you have to find a way to differentiate. You have to leverage technology, and everybody is on Facebook. Everybody's on Instagram, and so that's where you need to have your advertisements. And so if you don't have a testimonial from your top sales rep, then this is one part of my system that will really, really get you results. If this is all you do is one thing, have your top rep come into your office and get a testimonial, maybe 2 or 3 of them. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to have them tell the real story, the emotional story of what it was like before they came to work for you. Their biggest fears of coming to work for you. You're going to get some of that raw emotion. And when you get that emotion and that personal story, they see the results, and you ask them this series of questions. What was your biggest fear about joining the company? What were you doing before you were in door to door? What do you love most? What have you learned working with Solar City? What kind of results have you achieved working with Solar City? And what would you have to say to someone thinking about working with Solar City? You let that person answer those questions, and now your sales rep's doing the recruiting for you. That's how it's always been best in door to door, but now we're using digital duplication. And for pennies on the dollar, I can get that video in front of people, and then I can retarget those videos. And that's modern day list building. See, with engagement campaigns on Facebook, I can see who watches the videos for up to 10 seconds. I can retarget them with more testimonials until my recruit buys or dies. And so that moves us into how we convert it. And so we send them all to a landing page. Are you sick and tired of living paycheck to paycheck? Inside of that landing page, we have a video that tells more about our core values, our vehicle for change, and chances are you don't have a recruiting funnel. Chances are all you're doing is posting ads on Indeed, on ZipRecruiter. Maybe you're going to college campuses. Maybe you're wasting all this time and you don't have the right position. People are like thinking that you're some sort of recruiting peddler, and it turns the page. These people come to me. They're begging to come work for me. They apply to come work for me. It's a completely different position. You get a better quality recruit, you get real top performers, and you can scale your time because you don't have to be cold calling a bunch of kids out in the, and there's a lot of time doing that.
Because you have the contact.
And that's right, you have the contact. So one of the things that we tell people is that you have to give mentorship, you have to give training. If you want to duplicate people, you do a lot of free training on the internet. And so a lot of people, we're sending you videos telling you how they've been able to learn from training.
Yeah, I've been able to teach a lot of people directly, like that I've worked with, that I personally know. But then there's a ton of people that I haven't had the chance to work with. And it comes down to me, you, and Danny collaborating on this and us talking about this for so long.
This is our legacy. This is your legacy, brother. And you have now digitally duplicated your sales process. You're going to impact millions. And if you're watching this right now, you're in solar, you're in alarms. This is literally arguably the greatest of all time. Danny is literally the funniest salesman out there, but he's consistent, selling more than 300 accounts every year for 10 years. We want to give you a custom online training. We actually at Knox Tar University can make your logo on it. We can put your platform on it. You can test your sales guys. You can actually see if they're watching the training. We're going to have it for alarms. We're going to have it for solar. We can plug and play what content you want on the university. But we want you to know that we've built a platform out that can be customized for your company. This is what I've done for one of my clients. It says I set up a recruiting campaign for this company, and within the next day they had 17 applicants and hired 4 guys within a week. You can count on, if you follow my system, being able to hire 10 to 20 solid people a week. You know, sometimes it takes, you know, even those big numbers to get real top performers. To find a guy like Taylor, you know, you think you might find 1 out of 100? No. 1 out of 1,000? No. This guy right here is 1 out of 100,000. So what's it worth? It's like a needle in a haystack. We're going to keep going. And so this is an example of the ad that I've placed that's gotten a ton of people. This is a static ad that we use on Facebook. It's just a picture of culture, picture of my team getting Rolexes. That's what they want. People buy into that culture. You know, we gave out that day over $100,000 in bonuses, and it talks about this opportunity. And so most people aren't advertising for recruiting leads. We're retargeting the people that watch the testimonials with pictures like this. We're pulling them in.
Culture eats strategy for breakfast. That's
Culture
what people want.
eats
People
strategy
want family. People
for
want
breakfast.
to see that longevity within a business, and that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about right there.
So that's, again, one of my clients buying Rolexes for their team that I was actually, the guy right here, his name is Eunice. He took my sales training, and he was able to sell $7 million in roofs in his first year. And he got a big dog, a big expensive Rolex there. And so that sales team represents about $10 million in added revenue. And so now I'm expanding into helping everybody in the door-to-door space with these new age principles that even the biggest companies aren't applying. And so I think it's really cool. And so I'm going to tell you about something right now. I want you to ask yourself this question right now. If you're watching this, I want you to think about this. Think about this. What's the biggest expense in your life? What's the biggest expense in your life that's holding you back and you're not aware of it? Just think. Is it taxes? Is it payroll? Is it the money that you're spending on your wife? Is it the money that you're spending on your house? What is the biggest expense holding you back? And Taylor, shoot, answer the question.
I got to always be doing the most productive task at every given moment. I can't be doing things that aren't going to lead me in the right direction.
Correct. But if you don't have the skill set to digitally duplicate, to sell online, to recruit online, if you don't have the skill set to overcome not interested, if you don't have the skill set to overcome,
there is no neutral. You're going to either continually get better or you're going to continually get worse.
And so you have two options. You can pay for the training by making the mistakes and having to redo and taking the arrows in your own back, or realize we've taken a lot of arrows in our back, and you could pay for the training and you can accelerate the time to results. So the biggest expense that's holding you back is the money you're not spending on coaching. And so I paid the cost to be the boss. Don't think I got to sit here and close Grant Cardone for free. I'm paying him up to $9,000 a month at this time. I didn't have a training platform. I didn't know anything about social media marketing. My company was about a $10 million a year company. We were probably the 100th largest company in America. Now I've grown to the 27th largest because I've implemented digital marketing into my business. I've learned how to digitally duplicate my sales training process when I created, specific training online that I could hold my team accountable to. And that $9,000 a month investment, it resulted in multifamily deals that I've made millions. It's resulted in 500% growth in my roofing business. There's been over 300 companies and 3,000 users in my platform. And that's before we even get into the door-to-door space. That lives have been changed, all because I was willing to pay for training, for coaching. If you haven't paid for training, if you haven't paid for coaching, today is your day. It's your opportunity to draw a line in the sand. Say, hey, I can continue to do things the way I've been doing things, or I can pay to have a change, a push, momentum, accountability. And I'm going to help you do that, because I spent the money, $5,000 a month for Sky Diamonds TV. This was the studio I walked into, and now I have my own studio. And now I have guests like Taylor. I'm partnered up because the studio is here. This is how my journey started. I was not afraid to pay for it. Taylor got an interview on Power Players. Now, you didn't have to pay for that interview.
No, I didn't.
They called you.
He gave me the call.
Well,
yeah.
I paid for mine, okay,
Yeah.
dog? I saw that interview. I said I got to have it. And so that thing cost me close to $180,000 in total money that I invested with Grant. I ended up doing roofs. I ended up making Sky Diamonds. If you invest in yourself, what's your experience with investing in training?
Invest in yourself. Like, you got to understand, like, you can't look at it like, oh, I'm investing or I'm spending money. You have to look at it like, hey, I want to move up. I want to level up. And it's funny, when we did our interviews with Grant, mine maybe has 2,000 or 3,000 views because I didn't do that. I didn't choose to digitally door knock. I didn't know about that.
I took that Power Players interview. I put it into the Facebook algorithm. I used the engagement campaign at 1 cent a view, and I got hundreds of thousands of views. Now I've got millions of views, and I retarget every single human being that watched half of that video with more of my video, and it helped me build an audience. And I used it in a Venus flytrap of content to create qualified recruits. And so I can show you how to do the same thing. See, this is one of the clients that I took. I grew his business almost 1,000%, 1,100%. When he started, he was doing 10 roofs a month. Now the man is doing close to 80, 90 roofs a month. He's going to do over $10 million in sales. And so I've been able to get results for my clients, over $100 million in business for my clients. Like I said, my business has grown. Obviously, Taylor, a guy like this, working with Elon Musk, has decided to partner with me on Knox Tar University. Danny Pecci, a soldier that knows all the legends in the door-to-door game. Man.
Yeah, man. Well, welcome to the family. Me and Lee are really working on something hard so that it makes all of our jobs easier. And, I've been there in the trenches, and they tell you to get to be the top rep. They tell you to be the top manager. Well, I've been there both. And, unfortunately, it's not as glamorous as they pan it out to be. And, it's fun and nice. But at the end of the day, it's like it comes down to getting more people in the door and more people learning about what we've got going on over here. And so essentially this is an investment into the people that are sitting out there working 9 to 5. And it's the people that are out there that don't know about door-to-door sales, and they don't know the chance to take their family from poverty to riches. And it's our opportunity and it's our obligation to show these guys what it's like to do what we do. And the best way to do it is figure out a system to get in front of them. And that's what we're doing here.
He's decided to join forces, and these guys align with my core values of excellence, of integrity, and of moving with speed. And we're going to do the things like we've done for roofers and for contractors, for you, for the door-to-door space, for the solar space, for the pest control guys, for anybody that wants more direct sales guys, more effective direct sales guys, that wants to grow. We can help you build a team. This guy right here, we're able to actually help him generate a lead because we do some Facebook advertising as well, and that lead was $1 million in profit. In his business, he hires 10 to 15 new reps, every other month, and he didn't ever used to have any sales guys more than like 4 or 5 sales guys. So his business went from $2 million to $10 million with digital door knocking. And so Agree or disagree? If you had a way to self-generate hundreds of qualified recruits without cold calling, would it grow revenue and help you hit your goals in 2020? Write it down. If the answer is yes, keep with me. If you had a way to let us train your team, I'm talking about me, I'm talking about Taylor, I'm talking about Danny, on a proven process, the can we pay process, the 5 I's of the blue collar close, the 6 D's of selling, without being pushy, would that help you save time and money? Would that help you save time and make more money? If so, just write that down as a yes for me and keep it moving. If you had an elite network of door-to-door legends to surround yourself with, would it help you be held accountable to your goals, accountable to a better sales process, accountable to training your sales guys and sticking to a new recruit? Would all this help you get the results you want if you had an elite network of legends to surround yourself with? Do you agree? So look, what would it be worth if we had an automatic recruiting machine, an automatic machine to train your people? So if you've stuck with me this far, I really appreciate it. I'm going to give you access to the slicks that we talked about, but I have a 30-day recruiting challenge I also want to give you completely for free. And inside this 30-day recruiting challenge, I'm going to give you something to do every single day to implement my recruiting funnel, my digital duplication, every single day, completely for free. It's a $600 value. And look, I'm throwing it in for free because look, I have this mission to raise the status for the blue collar entrepreneur. And I want to give you this digital door knocking masterclass. We created it and we put a lot of content, a lot of time into it. How to tell your story on video. Video is the digital door knock. So your customers listen and they buy. How to use a 3-part video series. See, we retarget the videos. We have a specific series to overcome every objection a potential customer might have. And this is for solar. This is for security. We did it with Danny. He told me the objections. We made it perfect. We aligned it for exactly what you need. Chapter number 3, how to follow up on your customer till they buy or die with retargeting on Facebook and Instagram. How to set up and run your Facebook ads for maximum affordable leads. How to create a mass hiring campaign with hundreds of recruits without cold calling. How to increase every rep's closing percentage and retain top talent at a 30% higher rate. How to get more time to do what you love most while growing your door-to-door organization. Let me give you a secret. It involves holding your team accountable to training online with me, with Taylor, with Danny every single day. And I've got this course for you. It's called the Recruiting Masterclass. It covers every single detail of what you need to do. I've sold it historically for $3,000. Now, if you had all the information for my 30-day recruiting challenge, if you knew how to build a brand, if you knew how to build a funnel, would you pay $3,000 for it? Now, if you say yes, I want you to stick with me because I'm going to give you a heck of a savings. I'm going to give you 75% off. This is a mastermind we did, and at this mastermind, we had 300 people, men and women, that were held accountable to their goals, that their lives were changed, and we're going to do a similar mastermind, a Knox Tar mastermind for the door-to-door industry. We're going to do it for solar. We're going to do it for alarms. We're going to do it for pest. We're going to do it for anybody in direct sales, and we're going to do it in Miami, Florida. There's yachts, there's 5-star hotels, and there is some legends, not just door-to-door legends, but entrepreneur legends that will grace your presence and help you get to where you're trying to go. So the next thing that we're going to do is what everybody wants. Taylor, myself, and Danny are going to give you weekly live training. Someone just did a Zoom call with you. Tell me about that Zoom call and how it went.
You know, whenever I go over a Zoom call, I want to figure out exactly how I can help them immediately from day one, right? I don't want any fluff in these training calls. I want to be able to go over real life situations and how we're going to put more money into their pocket immediately.
And during each training, we actually have a PowerPoint to guide you through our curriculum, and we're going to take you through our complete growth curriculum. That's going to cover prospecting, closing, recruiting, leadership, operations, and we're going to have that system dialed in by the end of the 12 weeks so that you're a champion, a legend, a potential number one in the industry, a guy with a growing team. And if your goal is to be like Taylor, who wasn't the owner of the company, he only made his way up within the ranks of an organization and left with $1 million in his bank account. You want to be like Taylor? Then you should show up to Taylor's weekly coaching. And I'm going to challenge you right now to make the time. Do you have the time to work on your business? Or you're going to be stuck on them doors? Because you're going to be stuck on them doors the rest of your life. Let me tell you a story. The story of two men. Two men, one are cutting wood. And maybe you've heard this story. You've got this guy over here. He's taking a break every 15 minutes. So this other guy, he's sawing the wood. He's sawing it hard. He's going back and forth. This other dude's taking time off. He doesn't understand why. I'm going to beat his gonna beat his tail, dude. I'm just sawing wood. The other guy comes back, and all of a sudden he's gaining ground, and all of a sudden the wood falls, and he's like, dude, what happened? How did you beat me? I kept working. You stopped. He said, I sharpened my blade. You got to sharpen your blade. If you don't, you're just going to run yourself ragged, and you're going to be the guy who gets beat when all you had to do is take your head up, surround yourself with some legends, follow a proven process. And what would it be worth if you were to get live weekly calls from me, from Taylor, from Danny? Would it be worth $10,000? Good for you. It's not that price, okay? Look at this value that we've talked about so far. The masterclass, the coaching calls. We've got close to $20,000 in value, but that's not the only thing that we're including in this special deal. This is a special offer, and that recruiting funnel that I talked about where we actually capture the lead online. It's different than the way anybody else is getting recruits. It qualifies the recruits. It gets them warmed up. It's an automatic system for closing your recruits. It digitally duplicates the hardest part of your business. Would it be worth $10,000 if I could help you consistently bring in 5 to 10 Knox Stars every single month with a recruiting funnel, a way to do that online? Just ask yourself that question. What if half of what I'm saying is true? Would half of what I'm saying is true be worth $10,000? I think so, because 2.5 recruits that really sold every single month, that's worth a lot of money. And so I'm going to tell you, like, you're not going to understand how the Facebook ads platform works. So we have a team, a marketing team, I have a complete marketing agency. We'll do your ads for you, but that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to teach you how to fish. I'm here to teach you how to digitally duplicate. We have a 24/7 support team. We'll help you set the ads up for your recruiting, but we're going to show you how to do it yourself, and you're going to have 24/7 support. Look, guys, as I go through this value and you see the 20,000 and you see the fact that maybe you need some copy, you need the ad copy for alarms, for solar, for roofing. Look, I'm going to give you all the words, all the copy. This is a $997 value, and this is almost included practically for free. Now I'm getting into Danny Pecci. Danny Pecci put his School of Hard Knocks, working with Vivint, 300 accounts a year for 10 years, using humor to disarm the customer, selling elderly accounts. What makes an alarm a great door-to-door biz op? How to do 200,000 a year in alarms by the numbers, the ultimate alarm pitch, closing in the home, working in the neighborhood, 10x alarm sales, the next door app for referrals. Guys, he goes through his secrets of how he's able to consistently earn more than $200,000 a year. And if this man was able to deliver his secrets and help you, would you pay $2,500 for that? If so, don't worry. We're giving it to you bundled with the Legends Pack. There he is. There's your day, man. Tell me about that day.
25 years old. I looked at it. My mindset was, this is the biggest moment of my life because I dedicated my life to sales, and I was meeting Grant for the first time. So I got to tell him my story.
Yeah, and your story impacted me, and here we are today, and we made this course over the last 2 days. And let me tell you something, this course will blow people's mind. It's the best stuff
This is
I've ever
13
seen.
years.
Let me
This
tell
is
you,
13
years, 50,000 doors knocked, thousands of accounts delivered, how to prepare your mind to manifest millions in sales, how to use one-liners to overcome any objection in sales, how to land your prospect, the first one with the one call close, the fundamental skills of a champion sales professional, how to use the can we pay question-based selling method that gets the customer to close himself, how to use advanced presentation skills to increase your closing percentage, and the anatomy of the close to overcome any concern. What was your favorite part of making this course?
I don't think there was one part of it. And I think, like, if you guys see Lee's passion right now and the way he's speaking, like, we want to genuinely help everybody. And for, like, you go out and make one extra sale per year because of all this training, you're going to be in the green.
Look, guys, we have a special offer for you today. Have you stacked the value of everything that we said? We've got a Mercedes, okay, of Knox Tar evolution. This is Influence Evolved, and this is what we call weekly accountability. This is live coaching with the mastermind. This is me, Taylor, Danny, training your people every single day. Okay, this is the weekly calls to keep you focused. The only reason why this wouldn't work is you wouldn't take the time. Well, we're going to check in with you. We're going to hold you accountable. We have personal coaches, one-on-one accountability coaches, guys that have been riding with you for years. Tell me about some of the guys that have stuck with you and produced massive results, and how excited they are to help the community.
Yeah, so there's no better feeling, especially once you learn this to your game and you're able to affect others around you that you care and love about. There's no better feeling than being able to take somebody that was dead broke or $30,000 in college debt and watching them drive off with their first Mercedes or buying their first house. And, like, That's what makes the difference.
So look, guys, here's what I'm going to ask you to do right now. If you want to work with Taylor, me, and Danny, if you want our help of reaching your goals, this is a real challenge, okay? It's going to take hard work. It's going to take discipline. You got to have a gut check and grit. If you want to be a legend, if you want to be great, take the time right now to fill out the form below. Answer all the questions honestly. We're going to be very selective with this process. We're not taking everybody. We're looking for people that are committed, that have financial resources, that are willing to invest into their mission, that are willing to train, that are willing to show up, that are willing to do the work. What do you have to say about these snowflakes that just want it? You know, and maybe
I want somebody that's going to inspire me that I can inspire. I don't want to be in a situation where somebody's going to be draining. I'm going to put my energy into the people that want to be inspired and that want to take their game to the next level.
Look, and if that's you, this is your opportunity to work with us directly, to have us 10x your income if you do the work, okay? That is a big step. I've done that for many of my clients, but these guys, you know what the key ingredient is? They follow my instruction. They show up to the coaching calls. They invest into themselves. They invest into their mission. They are open-minded to this digital transformation. Technology is coming for you. Those Ring doorbells are preventing people to come from the door. Those DIY systems are taking commissions out of your pocket, okay? Potentially, right now, there is sanctions and things, subsidies that you will not be able to reach in solar. So you need to digitally door knock while you're door knocking to make the most of the money while it lasts. And I can guarantee you there's millions in value. I guarantee you that if you want someone to show you what it takes to build a team of 700, to build a multiple 8-figure operation, to make 7 figures in profits, and you're not even an owner, you're not even anybody with any ownership of the company, you make $1 million in 1 year, we can show you how to do it. We want you to know that we're having a mastermind. At that mastermind, there's going to be a 71-foot yacht. We're going to be at a 5-star resort. We have a limited amount of spots. And this is how limited the amount of spots are. We're only taking 50 people. We're only taking 50. We already have reservations. You already have people that want in this. You've been waiting to put this course out. Danny's been a highly anticipated course. And I've got guys from the home improvement contracting space that want to mastermind with the community. They already said they're in. And so, guys, there's a limited amount of spots. We're looking for the early movers. We don't want dabblers. We want doers. And if you're a doer, if you're a champion, if you want to be a legend, now is the time to fill out the form below. Answer the questions honestly. Show up for the call. Schedule your time. I'm here to be your guide. I'll never judge you in this process. There's 110% money back guarantee in this. Right now, we're doing it for 75% off. We're giving you the recruiting challenge free. We're white labeling your Knox Tar University, which we're putting your brand on it completely for free. We're giving you a recruiting masterclass. We're giving you the digital door knocking masterclass. We're giving you 12 weeks of coaching calls, Facebook ad support, a recruiting funnel, Taylor's system, the door-to-door legend series, Danny's system, the School of Hard Knocks, and all the Facebook ad copy for solar, for alarms, and for roofing. Look, this is your opportunity to take advantage of literally the Ferrari of Knox Tar sales systems, of recruiting systems, of marketing systems, and you get it for 75% off. And don't be afraid to ask us for financing. We have a program, the Other People's Money program. We've partnered with investment banks. We have working capital for entrepreneurs that want to grow. I can get your hands on money.
Yeah, and I want to add 2 things. One word, validity. I'm going to repeat that, validity. We are going to give you way more than you expect. Just give us the chance.
And we don't really know if you're a good fit for this, but we know we want to talk to you. We want to give you a free Zoom call. If you get on the Zoom call, we're going to find out your pain points. We're going to give you a prescription. We're going to show you how to use the Can We Pay process. We're going to show you the 5 eyes of the close. I'll give you a sneak peek at how the recruiting funnel works. You'll learn these things on this call completely for free. You'll get a demo of how this whole works. We'll show you how the system works. Don't be afraid to ask us about financing. This is not for everybody. This isn't the cheap deal. This is the Mercedes. This is the Bentley of scaling and door-to-door growth. So if you want to be a part of a movement, a higher level of excellence, and look, we're a little hardcore. We're a little serious. We're warriors. This guy didn't become a legend without being a warrior. And if you want the brave heart, let me tell you something. You surround yourself with brave hearts, and all of a sudden, you got to put your ego aside. You got to put your ego aside. You got to have put your pride come before the fall. Put it down and learn his system of Can We Pay. I'm willing to learn his system. This man has taught me a ton, and I watched his content from afar, and I learned a ton. Since I've spent time with him in person, we've learned a lot from each other. So you can learn from everybody. Look, save 75% off. Answer the questions honestly. Fill out the form, schedule your call. Someone from our office will actually reach out and walk you through our entire system. It could be Tanya. It could be Kenny. It could be me, Taylor. We could get a one-on-one free coaching call with us just for filling out the application. But please do yourself a favor. Don't be a dabbler. We're going to fill up. We have a limited amount of spots. Be an action taker. First movers will be rewarded. Click the link below. Answer the questions. Can't wait to help you out. Epic freaking time, man. This is going to be great.
Let's go.
Let's go. Y'all, don't miss on this. Let's go. Get in here. Be great. We'll help you.